In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. My general routine, now that I'm no longer a working man, that is that I don't work in nursing right now and haven't for a while, so I have more time. So now the work I do is not for money so much, is to make a cup of coffee and read from the scriptures in the morning. Try to get up at 5 o'clock and read, and then after that, usually say the midnight office with commemorations of everyone, and maybe the Jesus prayer for a little while. And that varies. Sometimes I pray first. Sometimes I say the Jesus prayer first. But that's a pretty constant thing. And since I don't have to go to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, I have maybe 3 hours of solid time. It's very useful. Now, I know that I didn't have that before, but still I had a routine, and I'm better at a routine now. Unfortunately, you get better at stuff when you're older that you should have been good at when you were younger. So my question is, do you have a routine? Do you pray in the morning? Do you read the scriptures in the morning? I find that I can read a chapter of the Bible, the Gospels, in 3 or 4 minutes at the most. And if I really linger over it, maybe it takes longer. Maybe I can read a chapter in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Most likely, you watch more than 10 minutes of commercials in a given hour. So we should have a routine. And I would recommend to you very strongly that you have a routine. People ask me about reading the Bible. How you read the Bible? Well, I'm a pretty simple guy. I start with Matthew, and when I'm done, all the way to John, I go back to Matthew. I also read the epistles on a regular basis. Not daily, but close to daily, because I linger over the gospel every day. And also, I love the wisdom of Solomon. I love Sirach. I love Proverbs. And I always read a additional kathisma a day. In the midnight office, there's Psalm 118, kathisma 17, but also another one as well. So I know that I have a little more time now since I'm a man of leisure, but you got to find a way. You got to find a way. That's all there is to it. And if every day you're just running around and not praying, well, life is moving on, my friend. So you have to find a way. So I was reading today in Matthew. That's where I'm at right now, and the kingdom of heaven parables. And when you read them all together, it's quite interesting. Mostly it seems that the kingdom of heaven parables are about how to act in order to get into the kingdom of heaven. Sometimes they are about the nature of the kingdom of heaven. So this parable, the short one sentence, really just kind of stuck with me. The kingdom of heavens is like leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 measures of wheat meal until the whole was leavened. It's Matthew 13:33. What a simple thing. Now, I'm in the business of dealing with people that they got ongoing problems. First of all, I'm in the business of dealing with my ongoing problems. Some of them don't go away so fast. But an awful lot of people have an awful lot of problems. And in general, there's a sort of a sense of impatience about these problems, and sometimes resignation that they're never going to change, or that they're going to change so slowly. Well, look what leaven does. What a wonderful thing. You take a little bit of leaven, a little bit of yeast, in completely unleavened bread, and over time, all of it's leavened. So that's what's happening to us right now. So perhaps today seems to you to be just an ordinary day. You're just doing your ordinary stuff. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it like whatever. But today is a day that you're changing. Today is a day that you're being leavened. So if we look at it that way, I think we have the gospel perspective about change. Now, there's one other aspect that I talk about all the time. If you're going to get leavened, then you have to have the right environment for it, right? If you put the yeast in water that's too hot, it kills the yeast. If it's too cold where you try to have the bread rise, it won't rise. If the bread gets dried out while it's rising, it won't rise. If there's dirt and the bread is in a dusty area, then you have nasty bread. So you have to have the right environment. And really, there is really no substitute for trying. I think most of us, the people that I encounter, they want to be good. But how much do they want to be good? How much do you want to be good? You have to answer that question for yourself. If you're never reading the gospel, and you're hardly ever praying, except maybe saying, Our Father before a meal, and you know more about your favorite TV show than you know about Jesus Christ, then are you really trying? Really? I don't think so. And you shouldn't think so either. So we try, and we fail, but we get better because the process of leavening is taking place. I think that's really wonderful news. I find it to be wonderful news. I hope you do too. So when you're having a cup of coffee this morning, get out the scriptures. Maybe you want to read Matthew 13. May God help us to be completely leavened. Amen.